We're already live, of course. And we're just going to have a little fun here. Introducing my friend Kyle.
Thank you for the applause. That's that's remarkable. I love it.
Oh my
Thank you.
goodness me. Wow. Here we are. This is Tina, and joining me is my friend Kyle Spires, who is an amazing human being, spiritual being here in this beautiful human journey. And we thought that we would just have a little chat and invite you to come and join in, whether you're joining us live, whichever platform you're on, or whether you are catching the replay. It's all happening now. And so why this chat and why this conversation? Well, for any of you who love to read, I definitely love to read. I love inspirational books. I love inspiring stories. I find that reading, especially if I'm feeling a little bit flat or down, then reading somebody else's story of overcoming challenges and obstacles is just so uplifting. And so when you encounter somebody who has also got quite a story to share, and I dare say all of us do, yet not all of us get that nudge to write about it, then you want to share that message, right? So that's why I'm inviting my friend Kyle to come and join us here, because he has written a book, Decide Your Destiny. And there's a bit of a countdown happening at the moment. So why don't you share a little bit about Decide Your Destiny and what is this countdown about?
Thank you, Tina, and thank you for having me on, and thank you for helping me to decide my destiny with a lot of the help you've helped behind the scenes. So you really are incredible, and you are allowing me to bring forth my purpose and my journey and my joy to the world. So thank you so much.
You're
So,
welcome.
so this Decide Your Destiny campaign is a crowdfunding campaign that I've executed. I've got 3 days left, and it's been an incredible experience, and it's allowed me to actually connect with so many people, and connect on a different level. You know, I'm always really focusing on give. What can I give? What value can I give? And then the reciprocity side of things has left me like speechless, to be honest. A lot of times, you know, I've got people that I know in Africa who don't necessarily have a lot of funds and have a lot of resources, but they believe in me. They've heard my story and they believe in me, and they've contributed. And it's just incredible. You know, I've got people that I haven't even met yet that have contributed. So it's been a wild experience. And it just makes me even more dedicated to make sure that this book, this mission, and everything that I'm going to bring forth into the world is going to be something that can actually really make a difference and change, and people can feel the change. They can feel the change in their heart. They can feel the shift in their attitude. They can see it in their life. So that's what the crowdfunding campaign is. It's got 8 different levels where people can support at different levels. They get the book at the levels, and then they also get special rewards and bonus gifts and different goodies, just to say thank you for their support.
Yeah, beautiful. And for anyone who is joining us here and who may not know what a crowdfunding campaign is, it's basically a way to involve the community to support a dream or a vision or a project come to life by making a pledge. And making a pledge means making a financial contribution, which really in this case, the project is the book. So you're literally purchasing a book in advance, and you're getting the opportunity to receive extra goodies with it, which are described in the pledges, that you won't be able to get if you buy the book after this campaign is completed. So yeah, if anyone likes to read and you love to read an inspiring story, an uplifting story, then we'll put the link below so that you can actually come participate and purchase your copy of the book. I'm so looking forward to having it in my hands and reading the story, because I've only heard a few little snippets. And we don't want to give the whole thing away because, well, we want people to read your book, right? So
And that'd be a long interview.
yes, yeah. But just, what was the defining moment for you when you realize that, oh my gosh, this is a story that is worth writing about, that is worth being shared with the world?
Great question. So one of the defining moments was coming back from Sydney, and I'd spent a week looking after my grandfather, and my grandfather spent 10 years looking after me. So my grandparents were the ones who raised me. And, I saw him off. I was able to hold his hand right up until the last moment and have that beautiful and, both beautiful and sad experience, but able to see, the next stage. And I think for anyone in this world, there's something, a lot of the philosophers talked about memento mori, and there's something so special about being aware that you're a spiritual being, and that experience kind of allows you, allows you to actually see that in its totality. So I came back to Perth, and I was sitting in my room, and I was deep in prayer, and I just had this moment. I said, look, I've had multiple near-death experiences. Had been, had abuse in my younger years, and had all these different things, and then I've had angels that have come into my life, and beautiful beings, and I've been able to meet so many different people and grow a community of lovely human beings that I've been able to meet. I had it all, and I just want to make sure that I'm on path. I don't want to keep bumping around and being swayed and pulled, and by my own sort of I guess past experiences in this life. I want to get on path right now, do the work that I was sent here to this earth to do right now, and I want to get on path. And so all of a sudden, I had this vision of this book just come out of the left-hand corner, and I heard the title was "Decide Your Destiny," and it was the words that my grandfather said all those years earlier. And that at that time at 18 went one ear out the other. So I said, and then it had the cover, and I went and I heard this voice saying, share your story. And that was like one of the big sort of pullers. And I think what happened to me during my life actually is that I had so many experiences that other people in my life didn't have at the same time. So a lot of my schoolmates, a lot of my friend groups, my family, my cousins, a lot of them didn't quite have the experiences, and they didn't have quite have the I guess the scope to kind of put into perspective their life and their problems and their world and kind of what I was going through. And also as a protective mechanism against everyone, because I saw that the most integral people, the people that are supposed to be loyal to you the most, can also abandon you. I closed in and I shut myself off. And so for me, I kind of one of the ways that would get me out was maybe one day I'll tell my story, maybe one day I'll share it. Maybe one day I'll create a movie about, some kid, and then a bit of my story will be in that. Or, I always had these ideas of directing things and creating things and having interviews, which I guess now I've manifested that into reality, and sharing the story. And it was never to be a famous person. It was always to be it was always to inspire, so whether famous person or influencer or interviewed person comes into that, regardless, it was always to inspire. And I had this idea to be a professional rugby player. And, even when I went through things that in my health that said that I would never be able to play rugby again, I had this dream. I was like, I don't care what you're saying. I'm going to play rugby. I'm going to play rugby for these teams, and I'm going to inspire people because they're going to go, wow, he played rugby even though he was told he couldn't, and all these different things. Maybe I can go do it, even though my parents are telling me or this one's telling me. So I guess really unshackling human beings with the example of my life was always something that was really important to me, even at that young age.
Yeah. So that's beautiful. So that nudge, when you got that message, the title came and write your story. When was that again? Sorry.
So 2000 and it would have been 2020. So 2019, my grandfather passed away, and then I came back, and so it'd be 2019, and then leading to 2020 when I started writing. Yeah. So 2019.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. And what a process, huh? It's like writing the story, and then
Yeah. The writing was easy, and a lot of people might not resonate. Some people might get this, but the writing was easy. The editing was hard. And, and the editing was hard because I didn't really write to a structured, disciplined framework. The book oozed out of me, every time I went for a jog. Most of the time I was going for a run, and I just get this download of information. I'll be like, oh my God, where's a pen? Where's a paper? I need to, I need to get this out. And I'd have my phone. So I'd be able to do a voice note or like draft an email and then put that into notes and all these different ways that I could get it out. But getting it out was easy, but I got it out so much that I wrote 700 pages. And then I was like, okay, this is a bit crazy. And I had to cut it back. So don't worry, the book is cut back to about the 120,000 range. So yeah, it's not so
words. That is not pages.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's right. Sorry, my bad. So it's not 700 pages, which is, I think that's like 230,000 words, which is it's a long, a lot of words.
Yeah, beautiful. So wow, only a few years of getting the story out onto paper, and now being at the moment where you are about to receive the print copy, the galley copies, right? Have you already got it, or when is it coming?
So it's coming in May, which we're in May, and it's coming soon. And so it's exciting, like to get that hardcover. I can't explain how exciting it is, and to get that out to people. I mean, it's so funny, right, Tina? We want to kind of make everything perfect, and we want to make it the most incredible, and not a sentence, not a thing wrong. And even when I gave it over to like my editors, I kind of kept emailing them, and they were probably like, leave us alone. Like, leave us alone. This is the reason you gave it over to us. And I was like, oh, just hang on a minute. Maybe I need the manuscript back, and so it's been a super interesting experience to be able to give it over and then to get it out. Because you have to kind of go through a lot, which is what I'm going through a lot during this crowdfunding campaign. You're bringing yourself out, and that's where that authenticity is. We're both people of authenticity. We want to be who we are at home in our own environment, who we are online, who we are with other people. And so to say I'm authentic, and I did 400 videos in a year, daily doses, and all these different things. It's funny because you're just going to keep getting challenged, and you think you've hit the roof, but you haven't hit the roof, and that's exciting. That's exciting of life.
Always room for expansion, yeah. And the interesting thing is, I think with having something that's near and dear to you, I mean, sharing your own story, writing a story, and knowing that is going to be read by people, it's an incredibly vulnerable experience. It will bring up. Well, I know from me, it brought up stuff that I didn't even realize was there. So I've heard this from pretty much everyone, especially when it's a really personal story.
Yeah.
So isn't it interesting how so much easier to ask others to support something or to purchase something or to buy something when, it's not necessarily something that's near and dear to your heart. Maybe you believe in it, but it's not yours,
Yeah.
And now, when you have a crowdfunding campaign, asking others to support your project, your dream coming to life, to purchase this beautiful book that you've poured your heart and soul into. Wow, what has that been like for you so far?
I think that is probably the most incredible thing that's come out of this campaign. And thank you for pushing me over the ledge to push me into the ocean. But it's been, I think one of the most incredible things has been I've been able to connect to people at a different level, and those people in my life, those people that I didn't know who I meant so much to, and like people that are going, of course, I believe in you. I believe in your journey, or, I'm so inspired by what you do. And those different sort of things, like that's the kind of the personal currency that you just can't calculate. It's so incredible. That sort of gift of people wanting to contribute, people believing in you, people supporting you, people believing in not just you, but the whole mission, the whole purpose of it, believing in a brighter future, believing in a better way to connect and live and grow and become more authorities of our own lives. Like those people, that's been the biggest gift. It's allowed me to connect to people on a different level that I would never expected, because and then you have to get another key takeaway. I mean, this might have been the question you were going to ask, but a key takeaway was the getting comfortable with receiving. And you told me that, like you mentioned that to me, and then 2 days later, someone else mentioned that to me, they were like doing like a kind of analysis and like having a conversation, and we're like diving deep into each other. And then they're like, oh, what I'm picking up, is like, you got to get comfortable with receiving. And I was like, what is this receiving thing? It's crazy. It keeps showing up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
it's so interesting. When you're constantly given, this is something interesting, I think, in society. We've been conditioned, a program that it's really good to give, and it is great to give. Yet, unless you have somebody who's willing to receive, then who are you going to give to? So it's interesting, isn't it, to learn to receive. If I'm giving you something, you have to have your hands open, your heart open, walls and barriers down, be willing to let in the love, the appreciation, everything that I feel like any of the places that may have experienced hurt or places where you felt rejected or not seen or not valued for the light that you are, and getting your story out into the world, sharing those incredible experiences that you've gone through, that many, well, wait till you read the story and then you'll know, right? I've only heard a few of the amazing experiences you've gone through that for many would have just been too much. So being willing to share that is incredibly vulnerable. So having that heart open and then being willing to receive others supporting you with that. Yeah, beautiful. So yay, you for going for it. So now, here we are, as we are recording, May 2nd, and this crowdfunding campaign, of course, you're going to be able to purchase the book afterwards. However, this crowdfunding campaign is on for another few days. So where are you at right now? What's the target and where are you at?
So I'm at 10, the target's 10K, and I just clocked over 6K. So I guess, around that 60% range. And, I've been told that the final few days, even the final days, when people get the most pledges. So, I'm really, I guess, gung-hoing and calling people and reconnecting and just finding out. And also, I think another aspect of the whole crowdfunding campaign is it's allowed me an opportunity to, like we talked about, give more, but ask more questions and find out more about people and be more, have that engagement. Because I feel like if I'm going to ask something from them, like it's only like respectful to kind of find out more and ask them more questions about what's going on in their life and how can I help you. And I've just got that inbuilt, like, if I'm asking you for a support or a share or something like this, like, then I need to also ask you, hey, how can I help you with what you're doing? What's going on with you right now? And so that's been another aspect of it. But yeah, we've got 3 days, which is, I keep saying, like, it's amazing how you think that you've kind of getting close to your full potential of what you can put in, and what you can, and you just go, no, wait, there's another level. And I think it's because it's all energy, all the currency, everything, it's energy, every communication, every amount of attention. My grandmother at late into her 80s, she's still going to grocery stores and she'll look at someone in the eye and say, you've got beautiful hair, or you've got beautiful hands. And it's like, wow, she's continually flowing with that energy, that currency, that connection. And so that's, I guess, who I draw my inspiration from, and the people that believe in you. My grandmother, she's a big part of believing in me, believing that I could do it, And some people might say, oh, you got to be realistic. And, yeah, Dinah, I think when I first started writing the book, I chatted to someone, they're like, yeah, Kyle, but Dinah will tell you to go for anything. And I was like, well, isn't that a good thing? Like, isn't she's telling me to expand, like she's wanting me to, like, you've got this. I'm like, you're the best little, like, cheerleader I could have ever dreamed of. So, that's really what I kind of, my grandparents and the fact that people are on this planet that want to give, that want to look past our differences of beliefs or views or whatever it is, or religion or race or all those things, that don't want to see in those constraints and those box, compartments of who people are. They want to break out of those ways of identifying people and actually look at the soul and actually look at the heart and actually want to, like, help each other if we can and connect with each other, and not allow the devices to divide us anymore, And so that's really what kind of drives me and motivates me, I think, is the human potential. We can have the potential to be in our house, with family on our devices, not communicate, and be totally isolated, or we can have the potential to put the devices, in a little tray and just play puzzles and connect and communicate, and or whatever, at whatever dimension of life, the potential is there for both. And that's what I'm inspired by, to kind of pull out of that apathy, change the attitude, and be proactive with how we're deciding our destiny in all facets of our life.
Yeah, beautiful. So here is a great title, Decide Your Destiny, and it's going to be a great read. And this will be a great book too for people if they would like to have book clubs, and have the book of the month and go through the book together. I mean, we are in May. Before you know it, it's going to be Christmas. You might want to stock up on a few books as gifts, for all those friends in your life that, for the people in your life, that love to read those stories that support them in their transformational journey. So let us know, how else can we support you? I've made my pledge. I totally believe in you. I am looking forward to reading the book and having it in my hands. You can also make a pledge, purchase the PDF version or the Kindle version.
Yep.
Isn't it? So there are so many options.
Yeah.
So I'm just, I'd love you to share just from your heart, what would be the best way for those of us who would love to support you here?
Great question. The best way would be to get this into the hands, and to help get this into the hands of people who maybe who need it most, because people will need it at different levels, and everyone will take things away from books at different levels. But sometimes people need that little nudge, just have a look at this, Kyle, and I've had that nudge multiple times in my life where I've gone, no, and, but maybe just take a little look at this, maybe just have a little, teaser of this information, because once you get into that, then you can shift your reality of what's going on in your life. And mental health is something that has been impacted so much. My grandparents grew up in an era where you connected with everyone. And when I asked them, how'd you live so long? Was it the kayaking? Was it finishing the salad bowl? No, it was the social interaction. It was the connection. It was the being with each other. So if the way you could support this would be to help get this out to the hands of as many people as possible, if you can pledge, there's multiple different levels. If you can pledge your support, and whether that energy shows up with financial contributions or sharing it out or putting it in the hands, or sharing it with someone who would get a lot from this book and want to find out more information about it, that would be how you could support.
Beautiful. So from my heart to everyone who is watching, Kyle is real. Yeah, just in case. I often get the question, oh yeah, you're sharing things. Is this person real? Yes, Kyle is real. And he's amazing. And from my heart to yours, if you feel like that you would love to support a fellow uplifter with getting his message out into the world, and if you're able to purchase a book or more, then please support him with this campaign. We've only got a couple of days, and that's why we are really, really just sharing this message in this way, inviting you to come and participate. And if you would like to share the link to the book so that others can also come and join and purchase it, that would just be so awesome. I know it's almost 10 years ago when I received the download for my first book, and then I had no idea at the time that it was going to be a book. And when the idea came for a crowdfunding campaign, that was in October 2012.
Wow.
No, 2013, sorry. In October 2013, I received the idea, oh my gosh, I'll do the crowdfunding campaign, set the crowdfunding campaign up. We succeeded. And in December, I received the first copy in my hands of the book. And it was just, I know what it's like to go through this process. And I also know how amazing it is to receive people's support. That I had people supporting the project that I had never met. They were just inspired by it. Their friends had shared it. They had seen it and I thought, I'll support this. So if that's you watching and you're like, I don't know this guy from a bar of soap, but you know what? I'm liking the vibe here, and I like this title, Decide Your Destiny. And I know that when I've read it, I'm going to share it with others, or maybe I'll get copies for others. If you're feeling it, then go ahead. This is how we can support each other. And who knows, at some point down the line, you may have something to share that you want to bring into the world. And it's through connecting with each other as we are here that we can do it. But you got to ask. So we are asking for your support to bring Kyle's beautiful book into the hands of as many as possible so that we collectively can decide our destiny. And this is one of the ways we can do it. Anything you want to add before we wrap this one up?
Thank you, Tina. I really appreciate you having me on here and your support. And I think the whole being in that creative space, like you said, you had that download and then you went and you engaged with that and you extracted it. You extracted all that humanity in you that you want to contribute, that you want to help, that you want to work out things. And I think we all want to live better. We all want to find ways to live better. And this is one of the ways, about reading, getting information, getting our hands on information. And yeah, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for everyone who's contributed. It's been an amazing experience. It's been a spiritual revolution for me, for my life. Every time you think you're at a certain level, you just expand to another level. And yeah, I would just, I'd be so grateful for anyone who received the book. And I'm really, really excited to get into your hands and share this story with you that has the intention to change your life, help you out, help you decide your destiny, help you become the authority over your own life, and take control back, because sometimes it seems like you're being swayed and pulled. And, like I know myself, I'll get totally distracted and shifted and knocked out for the day. And I'll get all this negative information. And then I'm like, whoa, like what's going on? Like my whole experience of this life has just totally been derailed for a period of the day. And then I'll have to find a way back, And so this really is information that is not intended to derail you, consciously or unconsciously derail you. It's intended to uplift you like Tina uplifts, and it's intended to expand your life experience. And so if you can support this, we're going to put the links in the comments, and I would appreciate you guys so much. So thank you.
Beautiful, Kyle. And wow, I can see there's a sequel being downloaded through your experiences already. So, but first of all, let's get this one going. So everyone, let's support Kyle with Decide Your Destiny, bring it into the world, get your own copy, get a copy for friends, buy some gifts, whichever way you feel inspired to contribute. Thank you from my heart to yours. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being an uplifter and helping to elevate the frequency on this planet. Mwah.